An academic boycott is a logical absurdity that collapses into itself because it works to marginalize and silence those voices that support, in general terms, the causes for which the boycott had been set up in the first place. Beyond this internal contradiction by which you actually end up boycotting yourself, the method is just as intolerant and discriminatory as those policies of occupation and colonization you vehemently reject. So my point is that by resorting to these methods and consequently radicalizing the violence, you will be serving the interests of those who seek the prolongation of this atrocious conflict. The idea that it is difficult for all Israelis to engage with the Palestinian demands for dignity and liberation is simply not true. In that sense, not only you are boycotting the wrong people, you're also being overwhelmingly ineffective. For example, the Israeli Anthropological Association includes about 200 people, of whom maybe 50 are tenured. The repercussion of the boycott is not likely to be much wider, at least as far as right-wing politicians in Israel could care less. So, for example, a right-wing politician was interviewed on the AAA boycott, and she simply said that the boycott is a great idea because there are too many anthropologists in the world anyways. There are two mutually inclusive, patronizing positions here. One on the side of boycott supporters who claim there is some kind of collective méconnaissance in Israel concerning the seriousness of this all, and the other is the hollow laughter of the colonizer. I personally can't morally support neither of these voices, as well as their cynicism, precisely because sometimes they actually implicate one another. So I prefer a kind of temporary autonomous zone, which allows for more space for maneuver and more dialogue. Many Israeli scholars are overwhelmingly sympathetic to the Palestinian cause. Some are not, I agree. By grouping all of them into the category of perpetrators, the bureaucratic logic of boycott emits the end of vita activa, creativity, dialogue, negotiation, and freedom of speech, as I know it anyways. This is not an appeal to differentiate intellectual and political debates on the basis of some kind of an anachronistic and positivistic claim for the objectivity of science, but rather the contrary, to take anthropology's special interest in alterity and its powerful message in enhancing complexity to full use, by making informed decisions about how to struggle in the gray zones and recognize it for being gray, through constructive cooperation rather than always already resort to these black and white territories of discord and animosity.